times happening here, starting with the release. Would you guys like to talk a little bit about how you're releasing the game?
PS2 時代からやってるシリーズですけど、今回のワールドでいろんな初めて見ることがあったんで、
Translation's happening.
ですけど、どういうことがあるんですか？
そうですね、今回この PS4 ということでできることもすごくいっぱい増えましたので、もう一回モンスターハンター自体も見直してですね、よりこのフィールド、まずですね、一つ特徴的なのは、今までクエストに行ったらフィールド間のロードっていうのが、エリアでロードっていうのがあったんですけど、今回もないです。フィールドに行くと全部ロードがない、フィールドで遊ぶことができます。
Yeah, coming to PlayStation 4 now for the first time with Monster Hunter, there's all kinds of things we couldn't do before. One thing, for example, is we now have this very open map. Beforehand, in the recent titles, you've had little segmented areas.
It would load up.
Yeah, you have loading transitions.
Right.
Now there's no loading screens. Totally seamless transition-free area.
That's great.
So, that's what we really do with the power available to us now.
That is amazing. That is amazing.
あとはすごくやっぱりAI ですね、モンスターの AI っていうのをすごくいっぱいいろいろ作れるようになったので、本当にそのモンスターたちらがその場所にいて、自分たちの思考、いろんなことを考えて動くので、そういうのも利用してハントをすることも可能になっているので、すごく世界観の生き物っていう感覚っていうのがより増したと思います。
We've also got a really great sense of a living, breathing world with the power available because the monsters all have this really intelligent AI. And they all have their own kind of desires and interactions. And as a hunter, you're jumping into this world that's kind of going on around you. And you can use their interactions and the way they work with and against each other to your advantage in the hunt as well.
All right, speaking on that note, using the environment and whatnot, I noticed there was a stealth sequence. And that's something that's never been in Monster Hunter before. So is that going to be something that we can do throughout the entire game? Can we just sneak around before we hunt monsters?
PB の方にはステルス要素があったんですけど、これはゲームを通してずっとステルス状態とか使えるんですか？
はい、あれはですね、ちょっとね、特殊なスキルみたいな感じになってまして、あれを身につけることによって、一定時間、ちょっとステルス状態になったりとか、逆に、モンスターが自分に向かっていくようなスーツっていうのもありますので、モンスターをある一定のところにおびき寄せたい時とかっても使えるスーツとかもあります。はい。
We have these new kind of suit items. They're like mantles. So the one you saw in the trailer is called the ghillie mantle.
Right here,
and,
yeah.
Yeah, as you
like this one, yeah.
It lets you go into a little bit of stealth mode. There is a cooldown on it. You can't just have it on all the time.
Okay, gotcha, good.
Find the right opportunity and hide from monsters. But we've also got the opposite. We've got one that lets you lure monsters towards you. So you've got different options available to you for the strategy and the hunt this time around.
And multiplayer is so important to Monster Hunter. I mean, how are you guys approaching multiplayer this time around?
モンハンの大きな要素はマルチプレイですけど、今回どういう仕様になるんですか？
はい、今回もですね、このクエストにはですね、最大4人まで行くことが可能になってて、もちろん、クエストに行くときに4人で一緒に行ってもいいですし、今までモンスターハンターにはなかった途中参加というのも可能になってますんで、1人で遊んでる時も他のメンバーが入ってきたりもできますし、ちょっと救難信号みたいなのも出すことができますんで、自ら助けてくれみたいな信号も出すことができます。
Of course, Monster Hunters previously had this 4-player multiplayer system, so you can meet up with your friends and go into your hub and then choose a quest and go out together. But for the first time, we've got drop-in multiplayer. So say you're out on a quest and you're getting into trouble with the monster, you can shoot up an SOS flare, get your buddies to join in through the quest and get them to help you take him down. So
and we saw that in the trailer.
Yeah. That is so great. But with that being said, are we still going to have our hunter lounges? Because I really like being able to meet my friends beforehand. So we're still going to be able to start and go straight in, correct?
それでも集会場みたいなところで集まってクエストに出かけることも可能なんですね。
もちろんです、もちろんです。はい。
Of course.
Awesome. Just making sure. Just making sure.
You needed to know.
You gotta have that element. You gotta have that element. All right, cool. Speaking of multiplayer, I'm hearing for the first time you guys are actually going to be joining the servers, right? Could you talk a little bit more about that?
今回初めてサーバーが一緒になってて、世界中の人が遊べるんですって。
はい。そうですね。今回初めて発売タイミングっていうのも今まで結構日本版が発売してちょっと遅れてやっぱり海外版とかっていうことも多かったんですけど、今回基本同タイミング同時期での発売っていうのをワールドワイドで目指してますので、サーバーの方も一つでワールドワイドでも遊ぶことを可能にしてます。
Yeah, this is part of the world concept is that for the first time ever, the Japanese and Western servers are all merged into one, so people from around the world can play online together. Not only that, but we're also aiming for the first ever simultaneous launch window for a Monster Hunter game. So in the past, we
That's
tended
awesome.
to release the Japanese version. Then there's been at least a couple of months in between the releases, but we're going to get it out at about the same time, the same window, so you guys can play together as quickly as possible.
That is so excellent. That is so excellent. Ryan, do you have anything else you want to add?
Yeah, I
man?
just want any other tweaks to the combat system or things that you guys really wanted to do for World that you haven't done before.
今回初めてできるようになったアクションの調整とかハンティングアクションの新しい要素とかは何かありますか？
はい、まずですね、やっぱり基本になってくるところはアクションです。アクションは、今まであった武器種の14種武器種全部入ってます。何か減ってるとかはまずないですと。
Well, first of all, just to reassure people who've played the series before that all 14 weapons from the series are in. So
Nice.
we know that the hunting action is the core gameplay of the series, and we're not going to be removing anything. We're building up on the same base that you guys know from the previous titles.
あとは今回初めてですけど、サブツールとしてここにちょっとつけてるんですけど、スリンガーというものがあって、それでいろいろ使えたりするんですけど、今ちょっと使ってますけど、ある一定の場所にロープを引っ掛けて移動したりとか、できますし、そのフィールドで拾った例えば石とかですね、それを詰めて飛ばしたりすることが可能になります。
You also have this new item called the Slinger. You can see it in some of the video footage we're seeing, but it lets you hook onto certain parts of the environment and move around that way. But you can also pick up like rocks off the ground, put them inside, and then use it to shoot the rocks out and make it a strategic element of distraction. So there's additional gameplay elements that had never been featured before.
Awesome. And of course, we got to shout out to the cooking meat on a spit.
料理はまだで
Best
きる。
part.
モンスターハンターの代表的なシーンで
Yeah,
す
it
から。
wouldn't be Monster Hunter without the barbecue. So.
Love it.
プレイステーション